Be careful in old age. The truth will shock you. Senior advice. Hello, my dear friends, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Dr. Emily Harper, your friendly guide on this journey to living healthier, happier, and wiser as we embrace our golden years. If you're new here, this is a space where we talk about how to thrive in midlife and beyond, physically, mentally, and emotionally. So, grab a cup of coffee or tea, get comfortable, and let's dive into today's topic. Be careful in old age. The truth will shock you. Now, I know that title sounds a bit dramatic, but stick with me because I promise you, this is going to be a heartfelt conversation, like we're sitting together in my office. Just you and me. As a psychologist who's worked with seniors for over 20 years, I've seen the incredible resilience of people in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond. But I've also seen the pitfalls, the little things we overlook that can make a big difference in how we age. Today, I'm going to share some hard truths about aging. But don't worry, I'm also going to give you practical, uplifting advice to help you live your best life. Why should you listen? Well, aging isn't just about getting older. It's about getting wiser. It's about making choices that let you wake up every day feeling energized, connected, and full of purpose. Whether you're watching from New York, London, or Sydney, this advice is for you. Because we all want to age with grace, don't we? And here's the thing. Some of the truths I'm about to share might surprise you, maybe even shock you, but they're grounded in science, experience, and the stories of real people just like you. Before we dive in, if you find this video helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our weekly doses of wisdom. And if you're ready to transform how you approach your golden years, let's get started with the first truth about aging that nobody talks about enough. Let's start with something that might sound simple, but is absolutely life-changing. Your mindset. I've met countless seniors who tell me, Dr. Emily, I feel old because the world tells me I'm old. And I get it. Society often paints aging as a decline, a time to slow down and fade into the background. But here's the shocking truth. How you think about aging can literally add or subtract years from your life. There's a famous study from Yale University by Dr. Becca Levy that followed people over 50 for 2 decades. The results? People who had a positive view of aging, those who saw it as a time of growth, wisdom, and opportunity, lived on average 7.5 years longer than those who saw aging as a negative. 7.5 years. That's not a small number. Your mindset isn't just a feel-good thing. It's a matter of life and death. Let me tell you about Mary, a 68-year-old patient of mine from Chicago. When Mary first came to me, she was stuck in a rut. She'd retired from her job as a school teacher, and she felt like her best days were behind her. She'd say things like, I'm too old to try new things, or what's the point of starting over at my age? But over time, we worked on shifting her mindset. Instead of focusing on what she couldn't do, we focused on what she could do. She started volunteering at a local library, teaching kids to read, and even took up painting, a hobby she'd always wanted to try but never had the courage for. Today, Mary says she feels younger at 68 than she did at 58. Why? Because she chose to see aging as a new chapter, not an ending. So, how do you cultivate a positive mindset? Here are 3 practical steps. Challenge negative stereotypes. When you catch yourself thinking, I'm too old for this, stop and ask, says who? There's no age limit on learning, loving, or living fully. Look at people like Betty White, who was cracking jokes and starring in TV shows well into her 90s, or John Glenn, who went back to space at 77. If they can do it, so can you. Surround yourself with positivity. Spend time with people who lift you up, not those who dwell on aches, pains, or limitations. Join a book club, a walking group, or even an online community like the ones we're building right here on this channel. Practice gratitude daily. Every morning, write down 3 things you're grateful for. It could be as simple as a sunny day, a good conversation with a friend, or the fact that you're still here, ready to make the most of today. Gratitude rewires your brain to focus on abundance, not lack. Now, let's talk about something a little heavier, but so important. Loneliness. I know this might hit close to home for some of you, and I want you to know you're not alone in feeling alone. Here's the shocking truth. Loneliness in older age is as harmful to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. That's what a study from Brigham Young University found. Loneliness doesn't just make you feel sad. It increases your risk of heart disease, dementia, and even early death. I had a patient named Tom, a 72-year-old widower from London. After his wife passed away, Tom stopped going out. He'd sit at home, watch TV, and avoid social gatherings because he felt like he didn't fit in anymore. Over time, I noticed his health declining, not just mentally but physically. He was gaining weight, his blood pressure was spiking, and he was forgetting things more often. When we dug deeper, we realized Tom's loneliness was eating away at him. Here's the good news. You can combat loneliness, and it doesn't have to be complicated. Here are some ways to stay connected. Reach out first. I know it's hard, but don't wait for others to call you. Pick up the phone, send a text, or invite a neighbor over for coffee. Small gestures can lead to big connections. Tom started by calling an old friend from his college days, and now they meet for lunch every month. Find a community, whether it's a church group, a senior center, or a hobby class. Find a place where you can meet people with shared interests. There's something magical about bonding over a shared love of gardening, knitting, or even discussing inspirational quotes like the ones we share on this channel. Embrace technology. If mobility is an issue, use tools like Zoom or FaceTime to stay in touch with family and friends. There are even apps designed for seniors to connect, like Stitch or Senior Chatters. Technology isn't just for the young, it's for you too. Let's move on to something we all know but don't always do. Staying active. Here's the shocking truth. You don't need to run marathons or lift heavy weights to stay healthy in your golden years. Even moderate movement, like walking 20 minutes a day, can cut your risk of heart disease, stroke, and diabetes by up to 30%, according to the American Heart Association. I remember Susan, a 65-year-old from Texas, who came to me feeling frustrated. She tried every fad diet and gym routine, but gave up because they felt too hard. She thought exercise had to be intense to count. But here's what I told her. It's not about perfection. It's about consistency. We created a simple plan for Susan to walk around her neighborhood for 15 minutes every morning while listening to her favorite music. Over time, she added stretching and light yoga, and now she's lost 20 pounds, sleeps better, and feels more energized than she has in years. Here's how you can make movement a part of your life. Start small. If you're not active now, begin with 10-minute walks. Park farther from the store, take the stairs, or dance to a song in your living room. Every step counts. Find joy in movement. Choose activities you love. Maybe it's swimming, gardening, or even chair yoga if mobility is a challenge. The key is to make it fun, not a chore. Buddy up, exercise with a friend, or join a group. There's nothing like a walking partner to keep you motivated. Plus, it's a great way to combine movement with connection. Another shocking truth about aging is that your brain needs just as much care as your body. Cognitive decline is inevitable, but it does require effort to keep your mind sharp. Studies show that engaging in mentally stimulating activities, like puzzles, reading, or learning a new skill, can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 50%. Let me share a story about Robert, a 70-year-old retiree from Manchester. Robert was terrified of losing his mind because his father had Alzheimer's. He'd avoid challenging tasks, thinking, what's the use? It's going to happen anyway. But we worked together to build what I call a brain fitness plan. Robert started doing crossword puzzles, took an online course in photography, and even began journaling his life stories for his grandkids. Not only is his memory sharper, but he's also found a new sense of purpose. Here's how to keep your brain young. Learn something new. Take up a hobby like playing an instrument, learning a language, or even mastering a new recipe. The brain loves novelty. Stay curious. Read books, watch documentaries, or listen to podcasts. Channels like ours are a great place to find inspiring ideas and quotes to spark your curiosity. Practice mindfulness. Meditation or simple breathing exercises can reduce stress and improve memory. Try apps like Calm or Headspace for guided sessions designed for seniors. Let's talk about food, because who doesn't love a good meal? Here's the shocking truth. What you eat in your 50s, 60s, and beyond can either fuel your vitality or accelerate aging. A diet rich in whole foods, fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats can lower your risk of chronic diseases like diabetes and heart disease by up to 40%, according to the National Institutes of Health. I had a patient named Linda, a 62-year-old from California, who thought healthy eating meant boring salads every day. She was tired, overweight, and struggling with high cholesterol. We didn't overhaul her diet overnight. Instead, we made small changes, swapping soda for water with lemon, adding a handful of berries to her breakfast, and grilling fish instead of frying it. Over a year, Linda lost 15 pounds. Her cholesterol dropped, and she felt like she'd turned back the clock. Here's how to eat for longevity. Focus on color. Fill your plate with colorful fruits and vegetables. Think blueberries, spinach, sweet potatoes. These are packed with antioxidants that fight aging. Cut the junk. Reduce processed foods like chips, cookies, and fast food. They're loaded with sugar and unhealthy fats that can sap your energy. Stay hydrated. Dehydration can make you feel sluggish and foggy. Aim for 8 glasses of water a day and add herbal teas or infused water for variety. Here's a truth that might shock you. Poor sleep in your later years doesn't just make you tired. It can increase your risk of everything from depression to heart disease. The National Sleep Foundation says adults over 50 need 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night, yet so many of us struggle with it. Take John, a 67-year-old from Boston. John was waking up multiple times a night, feeling groggy and snapping at his family. He thought it was just part of getting old. But we discovered his evening habits. Drinking coffee late, scrolling on his phone before bed, were sabotaging his sleep. We made simple changes. No caffeine after 2 p.m., a relaxing bedtime routine, and limiting screen time. Within weeks, John was sleeping better and felt like a new person. Here's how to improve your sleep. Create a routine. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Consistency trains your body for better sleep. Make your bedroom a sanctuary. Keep it dark, quiet, and cool. Invest in a comfortable mattress or blackout curtains if needed. Wind down. Try reading, meditating, or listening to calming music before bed. Avoid screens at least an hour before sleep. They emit blue light that disrupts melatonin. Finally, let's talk about purpose. Here's the shocking truth. People who feel they have a reason to get up in the morning live longer, happier lives. A study from the University of Michigan found that seniors with a strong sense of purpose were 30% less likely to die over a 10-year period than those who felt aimless. I'll never forget Margaret, a 75-year-old from Florida. After her husband passed, she felt lost. She stopped gardening, stopped seeing friends, and felt like her life had no meaning. But one day, she started volunteering at a local animal shelter. Caring for those animals gave her a reason to get out of bed, and soon she was blooming again, happier, healthier, and full of stories to share. Here's how to find purpose. Reflect on what matters. What brings you joy? Maybe it's spending time with grandkids, volunteering, or pursuing a passion you've put off for years. Give back. Helping others, whether through mentoring, charity, or even sharing your wisdom online, gives life meaning. You're never too old to make a difference. Set small goals. Purpose doesn't have to be grand. It could be as simple as planting a garden, writing a memoir, or learning to bake the perfect pie. Well, my friends, we've covered a lot today, haven't we? From mindset to movement, from connection to purpose. These truths about aging might have surprised you, but I hope they've also inspired you. Aging isn't something to fear. It's something to embrace with wisdom, courage, and a little bit of joy. The shocking truth is this. You have more control over how you age than you might think. Every small choice you make, whether it's taking a walk, calling a friend, or choosing to see the beauty in your golden years, adds up to a life well lived. I want to leave you with a quote that's always stuck with me from the poet Mary Oliver. Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? Your golden years are part of that wild and precious life, and they're yours to shape. So let's make them count. If this video resonated with you, please share it with someone you care about, a friend, a family member, anyone who needs a little encouragement to age wisely. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so we can keep this conversation going. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's one thing you're going to do this week to live healthier or happier? Maybe it's taking that first walk, signing up for class, or just smiling a little more. Whatever it is, I'm cheering you on. Until next time, keep living with wisdom, keep shining with purpose, and remember, you're not just getting older, you're getting better. See you soon.